We go again. So the way I see this game, right? This game is a story generator, right? Not in the same way Dwarf Fortress is a story generator, but it's a story generator in a completely different way. It scrambled the history. We're the same build, same character. Waking up in a new reality. If you think that's unfun nonsense, you're playing the wrong genre of game, right? You have to accept loss before it starts. Everything you do is going to be obliterated in a second. Also, we didn't even finish the first major quest in the game in that last run. I was just fucking around and just showing you guys shit. What's up, Gold Blue Dragon? No, you can't. There's no persistence in the worlds in this game, JQ. It's nothing like Dwarf Fortress in that way. Right? So this is a written single-player RPG where you can just be snuffed out of existence to start over. But what you gain in each run is, now I know if I see one of those, I ain't touching it. Because I've never seen one of those strange artifacts before. Next time I see one of those, I ain't gonna touch it. I just learned something. Right? I also know how to level up my character to level 7 pretty goddamn quickly, which I wasn't doing. So now what I'm going to show you, because Joppa here is where we are. We're in the same place. I'm just going to walk into this room and close this door. You don't see nothing. Ooh, what do we have here? A maintenance security card? Ooh, I'll take it. What do we have here? A gold nugget? Ooh, I'll take it. Okay, sweet. Is everybody still... I did nothing. You saw not... Okay, let's walk. Okay, there's nothing in there. Okay. Ooh, small milky tube. Thank you. Let's see. Fractured microchip. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, let's take those as well. Ooh, sweet. Cloth rose. Leather moccasin. Sweet. Excellent. Ooh, a bronze two-handed sword. A staff. Another copper nugget. Live and drink. Yoink. Yeah. Okay, so now I can go down to Argvi, the Tinkerer. And he'll be like, brah, why are you talking to me? And I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And he'll be like, bring me knickknacks. And I'll be like, okay, here's your knickknack. And then he'll be like, bring me another knickknack. And I'll be like, oh, I have no knickknacks. Well, that's a bummer. Gosh darn it. Where's a humble thief gotta go to get another knickknack? Actually, maybe not in here. I may actually have to go somewhere else. Oh, probably could cook the copper nuggets, yeah. We get the Shrine to Resef in the year 3, and this always changes. In the year 3A are the cleansed marshlands and plagues of Gyre. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I thought it did. Doesn't seem to be anywhere else to explore. Oh, that's a shame. Let's see who love and hates you this time. Hated by the villagers of Sherkona for releasing snakes into one of their camps. Hated by fish for digging the remains of their ancestors. Oh boy. Who likes you? Hated by the Dubal pest family. Disliked, loved by the villagers of Joppa. Yes, Resef is the only sultan that doesn't change from run to run. Do anything except for make people pissed off at you? Anybody who hates the god will theoretically like you. There are some quests where you have to desecrate a shrine. But I'm not going to start doing that until I know who hates and likes what, right? Chat room, I need to take a real quick piss break, so I will be back momentarily. Something else that you need to remember, this is the second incarnation of Ubuntu, because the first one died. So another thing that you need to remember about Cud is, like, Caves of Cud is a game where you are vulnerable, right? No matter how strong you feel in your current zone, there is something in the world that can one-shot you. And it will. It's a game that's very strict about, you should not be here yet. You should not come here. You are not welcome here. You are not welcome in our holy places, as this game would say. And I kind of love that about Cud. It's one of my favorite things about Cud, is that you are not welcome in many places of Cud. You are the outsider. You are the weak foreigner, and you're here to die. And you will. And that is extraordinarily cool to me. And I love that about this game. Oh, speaking of, while traveling through Sennep, Messip II stopped at a market in Hazotum Grotto. At an obscure shop, he purchased a lustrous dagger and named it Lustrous Massip Friend. And then he went to a nearby tavern and lost Lustrous Massip Friend in a game of dice. He left the tavern, Hazatum Grotto. He cursed the tavern first and then left it. And now I have a location to visit. Where is it? Oh, it's quite close. Cool. I like games that tell you, okay, do better next time. Well, here's the thing, right? There is a way to kill anything. Like, yes, you could kill a mysterious floating pyramid, but you get to figure out how to get rid of its shield. Is the game going to tell you how to get rid of its shield? Not really. Unless you're very good at reading flavor text. This game hates you, actively, and will do its damnedest to kill you. It's this game's job, is it fucking hates you. And it wants you to die. And that's why I respect it. Very few games act like that. People pretend that games like Dark Souls hate you and want you to die. They need to play a hard game sometime. I'm not a fan of Seth, nor his content, so if you're coming in here expecting that kind of edgy humor, leave your edgy humor at the door, or we will not get along very well. Just an FYI. All right, so.
Hi, Blind. Hi, chat.
Welcome back, Rickson, for a second month. Cheers, dude. All right, let's go grab the other quest before I run off. You're welcome to watch and enjoy whomever's content you want, but I don't really appreciate his memes here. Right, you. I didn't even start his quest last time, but... There we go. What's eating the water vine? So actually, no, there's something else I want to do before I leave this zone. I'm going to go to you. I'm going to speak with you. All right. Let's trade. Also, chat, could I get a couple beers for that resub, please? Painted hand axe. Can I look at it, please? The edge, an axe edge is dressed with splinter hairs of brine stalk. In 3831, after several tumultuous years, Yashid's counselors suggested he step down instead. He spent the day seasoning food and then continued his reign like nothing had happened. Interesting. I was hoping you would have a chrome revolver, but he doesn't. Well, you're not me, so why would you give me a memo? I'll do what I want. Lacquered leather armor. Oh, it was a memo to yourself. Oh, okay. But you said to yourself, not to myself. So I misinterpreted what you intended there. This item repels liquids and cannot rust. That'd be useful for the rust wells, actually. So I have a maintenance security card, which normally would be extraordinarily useful, but because I have a chromatic key or whatever it's called, it doesn't matter. Basically, this is a card which lets you open yellow doors, which would, like I said, be very useful if you needed that. I don't need that because of the ability I started with. So I'm going to buy a weird artifact. It's probably a grenade. We're going to use that to complete the other half of the quest. And do you have anything else I want? Let's just buy another water skin. We found another knick-knack for Argvi. I also have that lacquered leather armor. Which is now up here, which I'm going to equip. And I could read the history of this. Oh, it's an acid grenade, MK1. Okay. And now, if you press backspace, by the way, it gives you all of the discovered friendly entities on the map. So I could just be like, Argvite W. Hey, let's go to him. The Dromad Merchant changes. Mahmet's the same every time. The Merchant isn't a written character. Mahmet is a written character. And I give him the acid grenade. You get 150 XP. I finished this quest without even leaving this town. You have gained a new level, and you are now level 2. And then he says, good, quite impressive, treasure hunter. Maybe you're a fit to poke around my workshop here. I've been wanting another apprentice. So unfortunate what happened to Scref. What with the disembowelment and all. Take a seat. There. Now, let me explain. I'm on the cusp of a grand discovery. When I'm done assembling the weird wire conduit, you'll be able to speak with anyone from here to the Caiaphas. First, I'm going to need some copper wire. As much as you can find. At least 200 feet. You should be able to scavenge enough from the rust wells in the nearby caves. Not quite. I need to eat lunch first. But then we can go on to Red Rock. Well, Red Rock, the Rust Caves, all that jazz. I don't know why I didn't just say apple mats. We get faster natural healing rate and whatnot. And then actually I'm just going to jump up to this location over here. Just to get the XP from visiting Sanep. Spooky. Well, I'm going to turn on my force bubble, and I'm gonna leave. Bye. Anyway, we could go to Red Rock now. We're lost though, so no going to Red Rock just yet. Gotta get unlost first. Apparently, I discovered a place called Iquat Acre, which is an apple farm. Pro tip, chat, do not look at the apple farmer's daughter. You can, however, run around and pick all of his apples if you have the harvest skill. But if you ever see the apple farmer's daughter, do not look at the apple farmer's daughter. Now that's wonderful. Mind. Knowing that your kids are doing well, but she's lovely. I can tell you what actually happens. It's not that big of a spoiler. You get lovesick, and lovesick is a pretty rough debuff, and it lasts for, like, I think 3 days. We ask the farmer about our surroundings, and he tells us where we are, and we're no longer lost. All right, well. Meaning, started walking to the rust wells and got lost almost immediately. I'm just going to walk down this way. We regain our bearings. Leave the map again. Now we're at the rust wells. So I already found some copper wire. I need, it was what, 100 feet of copper wire? Got 1 foot of copper wire. Time to laze a monkey. Again, another skill point. Zoom. Zoom. I am a sniper. But yeah, if I play a bit quicker, because I was playing really slow in that first run, we'll catch up to where we were pretty quick. You're gonna look. I'm gonna look! You can't stop me! What kind of dwarf fortress is this? I mean, I think you were here earlier, but this is Caves of Cud. This is Caves of Cud. Caves of Cud is a procedurally generated roguelike that is brutally difficult, but a good time. This is adventure mode. Please don't sell this as adventure mode to people, because that's a really bad representation. Good luck there. Floats and has missile launchers? Sometimes. Actually, it depends on which apple farmer's daughter, then. Ah, wrong button. I accidentally turned on my force shield. Not what I intended to. Oh well, I guess that's fine. Is this a game that you would suggest to play? Do you like roguelikes? Do you like RPGs? Do you like brutally difficult games? My basic toolkit just rusted. I will say that this game does have 2 alternative modes, which I don't generally play in my normal play. One is called Wander, and the other one is called Roleplay. Wander makes most things non-hostile to you, and doesn't give you XP for fighting, and gives you XP for discovering locations, and lets you save at towns. And Roleplay also just lets you save at towns. But it really depends on the kind of game that you like playing. It's got a bit of a learning curve. It has a similar appeal to Dwarf Fortress in its storytelling abilities. I personally heavily recommend this game, but it's a game for a certain kind of person. And if you're a kind of person that would like this game, it's one of the best games I've ever played. It does go on sale sometimes. It's usually just 10%. But if you want to buy Caves of Cud, buy it, because the price is only going to go up. Like, when I bought this game, it was $9.99. When it first went into early access, I think it's $20 now. It was so open and robust. You remember the first time that you get the goblin in your head? I have a feeling we're just going to have like a list of things that you can hit. But I'm curious to see it as well. But yeah, if you like traditional roguelikes, if you've cut your teeth on Angband and you know what a net hack is, this is easy recommendation, yeah. Fuckloads of build variety. Just kind of keep in mind that this is one of those games where it kind of takes the, if it breathes on you, you're already dead kind of methodology of doing level capping areas. So you will have situations like I had in the last run where, oh, I'm dead now. Cool. Well, thank you, Frank, for swinging by and saying hi. It's completely worth your time. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this isn't a game that, like, I necessarily play for, like, 70 hours in a week, but this is a game that I will step into occasionally and very much enjoy my time. And it gets stupidly frequent updates. Currently, we're playing as an Esper, which is one of the types of mutants. You can be an Esper or a cyborg, so if you want to buy your abilities from computers, you can do that. If you want to be a mutant, you could have multiple arms, multiple legs, multiple heads, or weird mind powers. I just have weird mind powers. The game's writing is dense and awesome. The atmosphere is practically unparalleled. Its music is great. Unless you have bad taste, I suppose. And that is a leech. Reticle dots lattice its gooey wormback. The sucker. Bells pinch the air with blood itch. Is this game a bad entry point to such games? I wouldn't say it's a good entry point, but you could do worse. A good entry point would be that. That would be a good entry point. Because, like, it's not going to make you walk through character creation and give you a dozen options and, like, scare you away upon the entrance. That game is just... the better the gear that you have, the better you are. And there are in-level puzzles. But if you want something with high production value, honestly, pick your flavor. Do you want a combat-heavy game? Play Jupiter Hell. Do you want a build/lore-heavy game? Play Cogmind. And if you want something that feels like you're on acid, but also having a great combination of both of those, plays this. But some people don't like feeling they're on acid while they play games. I like acid, so. Wait, hold on. Did you not make it out of Joppa? So that means you got the Welcome to Cut achievement. Well, welcome to Cut in that case. There is a dog here fighting with a bat. I'm going to pet the dog. And he killed the bat. I'm going to pet him again. And he barks. Good luck there, dog. I'm going to kill this bat for the dog. Good luck there, dog. I'm going to just keep walking away from you until I have 2 charges. Got it. Only needed 1, turns out. Almost any roguelike can be an entry point if you just close your eyes and mash the random button until you're in the game proper. You're not wrong. This game does have preset builds, which make starting out a little bit easier. But I would say if you're going to use Caves of Cut as your first roguelike, do yourself a favor and play on roleplay mode so that you can save at towns. Because I feel like people aren't programmed to play roguelikes. People who are used to playing modern games are not programmed to play roguelikes. You have to be willing to accept kind of absurd amounts of time loss. I'm very much used to and okay with that. Some people are not. If you are not, then at that point, you should absolutely take your time and only play games that you are willing, or only play if you're willing to lose a lot of potential progress. Something just shot me from somewhere. I'm not sure what it... Somebody with a bow. I'll wait for you to come to me. There you are. I'm now level 5. I've almost caught up to where we were in that last run, because I'm just focusing on leveling now and not, like, exploring and trying to show you guys the world. Thanks for watching the streams, Frega. This stream wouldn't exist if people didn't watch it. Well, those are run-based games. Those aren't roguelikes, right? So those are games that are taking one mechanic from roguelikes, Maltese. Those are not roguelikes at all. They might call themselves that, but as somebody who plays this genre, it would be like calling Call of Duty an RPG because it has a skill tree, right? They're not roguelikes. The only mechanic that any of those games have in common with roguelikes is the fact that you go out on runs. Crying Suns was a fun game. Into the Breach is utterly fucking phenomenal, and I have problems with FTL, but the soundtrack is amazing. But none of those are roguelikes. I don't. And you'll never change. Like, I know people just say I prefer traditional roguelikes. No, it's roguelikes and then run-based games. My take on what would be like a non-traditional roguelike would be like maybe a mystery dungeon type game. No, it's roguelikes and then run-based games. And people have told me that I'm nuts for trying to push that, but I've started to hear developers state that, saying, oh, we're making a first-person shooter that has action and run-based elements. Skyrim isn't a rogue. Like, what? What? Skyrim's an action-adventure game, please. Just like Dark Souls. That's how I start fires. Although if it crashes and corrupts your save, then... Well, I'm somewhere else now. Maybe? Nope. Okay, so... I activated the wrong spell. But that's for the best. Because it also stopped me from getting sucked into the black hole. I'm just gonna go over here until that stops. If you're actually asking me that question, you don't know the game well enough to know. Clearly, I'm a mutant, dude. I'm using lays constantly, and time dilation just went off, or temporal displacement, or whatever it's called. Quantum jitters. Same build, yeah. It's usually the way I play this game, is I play the same build until I make it work. How many feet of... Okay, I'm halfway done. Back here until I heal. What's up, Joe? Like 3 Truekin runs? Well, then you should notice an Esper from a mile away. Come on. Sorry if I'm giving you a hard time. Let's buy a new mutation. Disintegration it is. Psychometry, that thing. You're off. We'll see you when we see you, Endoro. You can eventually let you do everything that psychometry lets you do. I guess it depends on whether or not you prefer the ability that it gives you in early game or late game. Psychometry is like the best early game thing, whereas clairvoyance is the best late game thing. The problem with clairvoyance is it starts off as that really tiny little square, and you really need to get a lot of extra ego and levels on it for it to be useful. But anyway, I have disintegration now. I should probably also spend my skill points. So I'm just going to grab Wayfaring. I'm going to go Wilderness Lore. I'm also planning on going pistols, so we could grab pistol, or I could just... I'm just going to leave some extra points in there. Now, since chat really wants to see me disintegrate something, we'll disintegrate something. That's disintegrate. 3 turns later, I can move again. Just blows up everything in the general vicinity. And gets bigger as I make it bigger. Yes, I did back there. A bunch of the walls. The non... I think it's Fulcrete? Yeah, the non-Fulcrete walls were destroyed. So if I use it again, like right here, right? So pay attention. Broke a lot of the walls. And I was about to say, and also a hole in the ground, but no, that was just the sprite. You can also get, like, digging claws and pickaxes and whatnot. But yeah, the main difference like between Truekin and mutants, and the reason I prefer mutants, is Truekin are find shops and people that sell you what's it called, parts, whereas mutants are gain mutations and have mutations. And I much prefer the gain mutations and have mutations format versus buy parts. I've done pretty well with some Truekin runs, and like ooh, doggy, pet the dog. Truekin, the issue that I have with it is very quickly I find it goes from being, oh, I'm an adventurer in a world that is leveling up my abilities, and it turns into, I need to find some dude who has this specific arm piece that I want, and that I don't enjoy that kind of level up curve. It can be great, but I find that I consistently have fun with mutation-based runs, whereas I don't consistently have fun with Truekin. But you also start off way stronger as a Truekin, so some people argue that it's better to learn the game as a Truekin, because you do start off way stronger initially. But, you know, it's also neat that the game offers that kind of progression variety, right? Find me a game that has two completely different progression systems built in. Really? The thing is, your base stats as a Truekin is way higher. Like, way higher. So base stats as a Truekin initially can be fucking stacked. Spoder? I will kill the Spoder, even though Spoder's sort of friend. Partially for the XP, but also because it'll attack me if I take damage. By the time you have all the ingredients, you feel like you don't need it anymore. I've done runs where I don't do anything except for focus on the cooking system, and it's so much stupid fun. Like, I love the cooking system in this game. And in fact, I'm probably going to grab cooking. Although I'm waiting to see whether or not I get a pistol or a rifle first.